Welcome to this special set of conversations around World Environment Day. With me is Dr. Ajit Gokhale, a leading voice in practical, community-driven conservation and ecological restoration. Dr. Gokhale is also closely associated with several projects of the Satsang Foundation. This is the second part of our conversation on community-led ecosystem revival. If you haven't already done so, please also watch the first part of this conversation, which was focused on revival of rivers and other water bodies and rainwater harvesting and many other things related to water security. The Satsang Foundation's My Bhumi and My Tree initiatives focus on fighting pollution, restoring green cover, while the Satsang Jal Seva Sangathan focuses on improving water security by reviving water bodies and harvesting rainwater. Large-scale river cleaning, wasteland restoration, and sustainable agriculture are today slowly transforming rural and urban landscapes. Let's discuss how these approaches can drive ecological and social transformation. Dr. Gokhale, many river cleaning projects now acknowledge that conventional sewage treatment plants alone are not enough for wastewater management. And nature-based solutions, including constructed waste, wetlands, and bioremediation, are increasingly being used to clean water bodies in both cities and villages. How do these natural wastewater treatment systems work, and why are they especially relevant for cleaning urban and rural water bodies in India today?
Uh, we call ourselves Homo Sapiens, human beings the wise. Unfortunately, we have stopped being that. We have become Homo economicus and Homo ignoramus. We are ignorant of what we are doing. If we think of Panchabhutas, we take nutrition from Panchamahabhut and we give out our products in part of Panchamahabhut. The food that we eat is Prithvi Mahabhut. The fecal matter that we give out is Prithvi Mahabhut. The water that we drink is Jala Mahabhut. The urine and perspiration that we give out is Jala Mahabhut. What is happening in modern times is we are flushing our fecal matter. Prithvi Mahabhut is being submerged in Jala Mahabhut. And if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, it says at the time of Pralay, what happens? Prithvi Mahabhut gets into water. Water Mahabhut gets into fire. So we have started Pralay by starting to flush fecal matter. Earlier, when we were Homo sapiens, our fecal matter used to be deposited on land. Land used to consume it and recycle it for us. In olden India, in olden Egypt, in olden China, people never defecated in water. This modern thinking of cleanliness and developedness, having toilets, having closed toilets, having flush toilets, they are convenient and they are good, but they are insufficient if we do not follow them up with active appropriate treatment. Right? And as you said, nature-based treatments are working, they are good. We need to make soil and sewage and plants come together, then the nature functions. Modern sewage treatment plants, mechanical sewage treatment plants, are trying to treat sewage in large concrete tanks. So the sewage is not in contact with soil. The sewage is not in contact with trees. That kind of treatment then demands 24/7/365 electricity, which is power consumption, which is energy footprint, which is also water footprint, which is also carbon footprint. And we consider or we think or we are made to believe that those mechanical treatment plants happen in small areas. Actually, what they are spewing out in air is aerosols of chemicals and pathogens. So if we come to think of the effect of a mechanical sewage treatment plant, it would be on a few kilometer radius around that sewage treatment plant. Nature-based systems, decentralized systems, wherever possible, if it is possible. Like if I can tell you, in your own sacred grove, you are using a device to separate fecal matter from water, flush water. That device is helping the sacred grove in recycling their own wastewater effectively. So sacred grove is non-polluting. Similarly, if people start using devices for removing separating fecal matter from flush water, we will start having appropriate less load on the sewage treatment systems. That less load on sewage treatment system can be treated with simpler mechanisms. So nature-based systems need to be understood properly and applied properly. I have seen some nature-based systems where they have tried to cut corners. They have tried to fit nature into a very tiny box. Nature doesn't work that way. You need to have then excess operation maintenance for those kind of systems. If we need to work with nature, we need to understand nature and apply it. In fact, in Pune also, there are some people who are trying to set up decentralized sewage treatment systems within the nala beds, within the stream beds, and reduce the load on the STPs. Because STPs are planned on day, say, 1. By the time they are executed, it is day 5 or year 5. The development has increased so much that the capacity of STP plant is lesser than the sewage that is coming in. So, in such situations, all sorts of measures at domestic individual level, at housing society or colony level, at uh, electoral ward level, or at township or city level. Every type of effort that goes in reducing the volume and toxicity of sewage will help in improving the river water.
So, can you talk us through, let's say, if we were to model a natural wastewater treatment system, and you've done projects on that, can you talk us through the stages and what happens at each stage and how do they work?
In natural treatment systems, what we do is we identify what kind of sewage or effluent is coming to us, what are their characteristics. Then we ensure that this untreated sewage is not going into the ground. So we make a pond, we line it with a double layer of plastic. Plastic is bad because it does not degrade. When we use plastic for lining, we are using that property of plastic which is bad for environment, right? So we use plastic, we bury it, and we do development of a nature-based system on it. Untreated sewage does not go into the soil. We introduce large stones, small stones, smaller gravel, sand, soil in appropriate direction, in appropriate means, so that we have a porous filter medium. Into it, we introduce certain kind of bacteria, certain kind of fungi, several kinds of different soil organisms which live there and eat away the pollution that we create. In nature, really speaking, there is nothing that is waste. One animal's waste is food for other animals, that animal's waste is food for other animal, that animal's waste is food for other animal, and so on. That is why the natural cycle runs. Extremely nice biodiverse kind of natural treatment systems. In fact, in Nasik, we have set up 3 systems, natural systems, which are recycling all the sewage locally. That sewage is not hampering Godamai's quality, right? 300,000 liters of sewage from Maharashtra Police Academy is recycled on their own land. In fact, that location, Maharashtra Police Academy, is a model case. They have harvested all their rainwater, almost all their rainwater. They have recycled almost all their sewage water. So, their dependence on municipal corporation is only 20 liters per person per day.
And not only that, it's a very beautiful location to walk through with the
Absolutely.
vegetation, the flowers. It's a beautiful location.
Yes. And that sewage treatment plant is growing so many flowers that honeybees are collecting 20 kilograms of collectible honey per year from that system. So we are conserving honeybees, we are conserving greenery, we are conserving uh, wastewater, and we are giving out oxygen into the air. We are not consuming oxygen by electrically pushing it into the ground. So nature-based systems have their own merits. Many engineers do not understand them. They feel, how can only plants and bacteria treat sewage? They
Correct.
should come and visit and study it.
Absolutely.
And they only will then be able to take it forward. It is not work of one Ajit Gokhale or one any expert who can do this.
Let's talk about food security, and I think we talked about earlier a little bit about soil quality. What are some of the promising approaches we can take to reclaim wastelands, or what we call wastelands, improving biodiversity, and how can these actually contribute to both climate resilience and food security?
Actually, there is nothing called wasteland. Amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam anaushadam, ayogyah purusho nasti. Like that, wasteland nasti, yojakas tatra durlabha. What we call wasteland in modern terms is that land on which we are not getting direct benefit from, but that land is giving ecological benefits. We must understand this. We can apply available, naturally available materials to the land. I can give an example. We had one field which was flood washed in 2005. Now that field's fertility was washed away. That field was no more enough fertile. And there was a housing complex, or there still is a housing complex, which was generating about 330 kilograms of garbage every day. We married the two together, this impoverished land and the garbage. We started natural composting of that garbage on this land, and that land gave us, without even sowing a seed, 13 different food crops. The seeds came from the garbage, right? So if we take care of soil properly, the soil has potential and willingness to give us back. Unfortunately, instead of giving her protection, we are trying to extract from her, exploit her. And that is where we are, as entire human race, we are going wrong. It is not just India. Entire human race is going wrong in extracting as much as we can from the soil. No, that is not the right way to do. Dohan should be the method, not extraction. Shoshan is bad. Dohan is right.
Could you please explain for people who don't understand those terms? It would be
Yes.
good to differentiate the two terms.
Shoshan is exploitation. Dohan is sustainable, asking for support. Like when there is a cow does not produce milk for human beings. Cow produces milk for her calf. This is in nature. But in India and elsewhere also, cows were selected for giving excess milk. Now, if we feed all the milk available to the calf may not be able to digest it. So, the tradition was, there are four udders, out of which two you feed to the calf, and you take milk from two for your usage. Dohan.
Right.
Exploitation, you kill the calf and you give injections to the cow and you keep extracting all the milk that is possible by using mechanical means. Then cow does not give healthy milk. Then
And
what
and that's
for
that's
milk?
the balance balance between keeping the natural principle as well as getting benefit from it in a sustainable way, right? So one message from you at the end of this conversation, if I were to ask, if we were to bring together natural treatment systems, land restoration, organic farming, and community participation, it's a powerful model for ecological and social transformation. And it can't happen quickly; it will happen over time. But if people are willing and they are motivated to do this, what one message would you share with individuals and organizations that are looking to make a tangible impact in their own communities?
There was an advertisement. It says, "दिखावे पर मत जाओ, अपनी अकल लगाओ." Everybody should look into what is, what was, what is right, what is wrong for long term. Going beyond kind of spiting others. Modern human beings are on the spree of exhibiting things. I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. I got better than you. If we stop doing that, and if we start thinking about what is good for me, for my body, what is good for my family, I should do that. What is good for my community, we should do that. What is good for my township, we should do that. What is good for my village, we should do that. And not mimic so-called developed situation. No, that so-called developed situation is not really developed situation.
So first, reconnect with the real needs, not the wants, but the needs of what the body has
True,
for yourself and your family, and also then reconnect with the responsibility that we have towards our community to make it healthy in every way possible.
true.
Dr. Gokhale, thank you so much for your time today, for sharing your deep experience in working with the Satsang Foundation's project to restore the ecological balance of our living environment. For those who are interested in associating with the Satsang Foundation's environment initiatives, please send us an email to connect@satsang-foundation.org. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Devangshu. Good day. All the best. Namaste.